The moment that you had an easy route out of being overweight, body positivity went out of the window.
That's so true.
I am actually on an intentional weight loss journey right now.
Yes, I did have a boob job. Body positivity is not my passion anymore.
The body positivity movement, ironically the only social media movement without a lot of actual movement, just reached a massive new low, with influencers in the scene getting plastic surgery to change their appearance, and celebrities dropping weight faster than you can say small back. For those of you who've been living under the rock, the body positivity movement is a social movement originally centered around accepting your own flaws and not striving for visual perfection, but rather enjoying how you look despite your shortcomings, like being short or having a proper tan, which later turned into an excuse for people with obesity to make unsupported claims about their own health to cope. Well, recently it's been pretty quiet around body positivity since most people aren't buying that being 400 pounds plus and not exercising is healthy anymore. But in the last couple of months, the body positivity movement has been silently collapsing. And recently, two of the biggest advocates for body positivity from two different sides of the spectrum, Lizzo, also known as my previous benchmarks, and this influencer Clara Dow, recently went on massive body transformations. While Lizzo lost a lot of weight, Clara Dow, who used to be a big proponent of loving yourself, showing off her body to social media, claiming to be more natural than Mike O'Hearn and that nobody should make you change how you look, went under the knife and got a lot of plastic surgery done to completely change her appearance. Now, I can only speculate, I'm not exactly a plastic surgeon, but a definite boob job, which is weird because 80% of her content revolved around being flat-chested, but she also did something with her eyes, lips, maybe nose? And then she gave her own reason for why she made body positivity content for the last 5 years and just dipped out completely.
Yes, I did have a boob job. I know this might come as a shock because my whole page used to be about loving my flat chest and being confident with it. I literally built my entire career and following around that. So why did I do it? Let me tell you the real reason why I did it. And it comes down to one word: fun.
Because apparently it's fun to change your appearance when your entire personality is centered around not changing your appearance for others. And then you have Lizzo, who lost a lot of weight despite claiming for years that she was perfectly healthy the way she was, which is a big line of hypocrisy. Because if she was already perfect, then what reason did she have to lose the weight?
Like, what are you questioning about me and my body and my love for myself? So at this point, I realized that my mere existence is a form of activism, especially in the body positive community.
Now, a lot of people are speculating that this was only possible for her through Ozempic or other weight loss medication, and I believe this as well. Though this might surprise some of you, I'm not actually opposed to weight loss medication like Ozempic or similar treatments. But I do promote that weight loss should be managed through diet and exercise if you're able to. I believe that most people can achieve their dream transformations that way, which is why I do coaching and I took my master's in exercise physiology and all that, but I also think the benefits of losing, say, 100 pounds far outweighs the potential negative side effects of something like Ozempic. So in reality, I'm pretty happy with any weight loss. But it's such hypocrisy to claim that your obesity is all genetic, say that you're healthy and that nothing's wrong, influence thousands of women across the world to think the same, and then lose all the weight afterwards through medical treatment. It's almost as if being over 300 pounds without exercising is, generally speaking, incredibly unhealthy, and that the body positivity movement as a whole has failed miserably for not only going against medical advice in a lot of cases, but to also show complete and utter ignorance on the topic of health and lifestyle. So now, these two social media giants have both showcased that the entire topic of body positivity was probably just a scheme to either 1, make money through social media and marketing, or 2, to cope with their own body image issues at the expense of others. I think it was comedian Tom Segura who said that the rise of Ozempic proved that body positivity was just a scam, because suddenly so many body positive people with obesity started losing weight, also among celebrities. I do find it a bit sad though how body positivity, which in reality should be this great concept of loving yourself regardless of shortcomings, just turned into an excuse for poor eating habits and poor lifestyle habits and making money from people who have serious insecurities. In the same way that the red pill movement has been selling courses to a lot of insecure guys, the body positivity movement has been selling hopes and dreams with false promises only to take a massive dump on all of it. It really quickly built away from the whole accepting your flaws to marketing for people with insecurities. Actually, a lot of brands tailored their items and media specifically towards the body positivity movement, and many people in the community started attacking people who said that being obese wasn't healthy generally speaking. I remember, frankly, a lot of body positive influencers were calling out fitness influencers for looking fit, which just shows the insane level of hypocrisy when you can supposedly absolutely love yourself regardless if you're out of shape, but you can take a massive dump on somebody who really focuses on their physical well-being. Like saying your body's way too much, it's disgusting. Or imagine spending that much time and effort on your looks while drowning themselves in makeup. But the worst part of this whole thing is probably the long-term damage the movement has done with their everything is genetics fallacy, telling people that it's okay to be fat, or that it's okay to not take care of yourself to the best of your ability because ultimately it's all genetic. And while yes, genetics do matter a lot, not only for how easily addicted you are to stuff like hyper-palatable foods and how hungry you can get, if you tell somebody that it doesn't matter what they do because everything is genetic, people will make worse health decisions, which in return can cause them to gain even more weight, increasing the risk of developing further diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and decrease their quality of life just to feel like they don't have any responsibility. It's pretty much false empowerment telling people that you should love yourself regardless, because even though I agree that all of us should be happy that we were born and that we're alive, I don't think we should be happy about making choices that in the long run will decrease our quality of life or even life expectancy just because it makes you feel better right then and there. Like imagine if you have kids and a family but you're not taking care of your own health, which in return causes their lives to get worse because mom and dad is always sick or can't run or don't have any energy to do anything that requires more than minimal effort, or that their parents may pass away 20 years prematurely because of poor lifestyle habits. Examples like those can be real-life consequences of neglecting your health, and something the body positivity movement has contributed a lot to. Also, what sort of message does it send out to probably young girls when somebody who spent years saying that you look good regardless is spending thousands of dollars on plastic surgery all of a sudden? And how would you feel if you were told that your obesity has nothing to do with your lifestyle or that it isn't up to you? Then seeing someone choose to take weight loss medication and lose all the weight all of a sudden while you just sit there with all the consequences. Frankly, in settings like these, it may burst the body positivity bubble for a lot of people who were drawn in to believe it. Now, I gotta say, you should never listen to what anybody else says about your appearance other than a health professional or maybe family member who has serious concerns, because a lot of people on the internet are dickheads with nothing better to do. But that shouldn't make you listen to these influencers either, and although it's kind of in the name, you shouldn't let people like this influence you to the degree that you follow everything they say without basis. In fact, I would argue you shouldn't blindly follow anything I say either, but rather make an educated attempt to understand what I'm saying and then figure out if it's the best approach for you, because you can't speak for everyone in every sense all the time. But the body positivity movement should be something great, to accept flaws that you can't help. If you're in a wheelchair, if you have some form of genetic disease or disorder, then yeah, you shouldn't let that bring you down. But stop preaching self-love if all you're really doing is self-deception. It's not like fitness, working out, or eating healthy is opposing body positivity. In fact, I would argue it's channeling more body positivity, because with training and healthy habits, you're likely to feel better, not just about your body, but your quality of life will also improve. And the difference between something like body dysmorphia and somebody who just trains is that the person with body dysmorphia doesn't feel good regardless of what they do. But somebody with poor habits and poor health might feel a lot better after training. They may feel better about their bodies, and really, the gym and fitness community can complement that. I personally strive to become stronger, bigger, and sometimes leaner, but I'm still always happy with what I've got regardless. And I don't think you need people with quadruple-digit BMIs on Instagram to tell you otherwise. But all in all, the body positivity movement might be turning back to its roots now, because a lot of the poison is starting to disappear and people see it for what it really is: deception and a coping mechanism for people who never really felt good to begin with. But what do you guys think? Is the body positivity movement positive in its current state, and is the fitness industry actually doing anything better, since we also have a big rise in body dysmorphia despite being a lot healthier physically? Let me know down below in the comments what you think, and I will see you all next time.